Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. Hope you guys are enjoying your new week so far. It's a Monday afternoon. It's at least 1:54 p.m. on my end. So if you guys, some of you guys, not much of you guys, I know that, but if some of you guys that are in those cold countries, even though it's the weather and it's night at where you are, I'm appreciative of you guys watching this video podcast. You guys, because I'm pretty sure you guys have busy schedules. Despite it's a summer, and in the summer you're supposed to enjoy yourself. So, I don't want to disrespect you guys' time. I don't want to hold you guys up in terms of time. So, without being behind, I'm just going to get into the news for this video podcast. Now, first, there's a few things I want to flesh out. And this is not football related. Well, indirectly it is, because if you go play football with a bunch of persons, you need to be vaccinated. And your boy, today, he was vaccinated. He became one of the victims of vaccination. Is me so. I'm one of those persons that is very skeptical of the effects, not only positive and negative, but I'm just skeptical. Well, I'm skeptical about society, period. But in relation to the COVID-19, I'm very skeptical of its medicine and vaccination. Is because there's actually a few persons that have actually passed away after being vaccinated, or they have not been the same post vaccination. Like, they became like a doped afterwards. Like, they became, I don't even know if they were mentally sick or something, but they just weren't the same like prior to getting vaccinated. And yeah, man, your boy got vaccinated today. And yeah, man, in relation to Manchester United, because it's a Manchester United channel, yesterday United played a game against QPR, and I should have done a video yesterday on that, giving my brief thoughts on the match. But I played football. I play football in the morning on a Sunday morning, and nothing beats a Sunday morning football match, not even sex itself. So for you guys that think that having sex in the morning, especially on a Sunday morning, which you guys should be going to church, by the way, having sex in the Sunday morning is better than football on a Sunday morning, then you guys are missing out. Nothing gives a better orgasm than playing good football on a Sunday morning, does it? But yeah, so that's the reason why I didn't watch the game or even anticipate to watch the game, because now, man, I've been watching too much games, man, in my room, in the living room. I wanted to play some ball, bro. It's been a while. It's been a while and a half. So I wanted to experience life. Talk to people, talk to the opposite sex, talk to different person you're not in tune with. Yeah, man. Get a know what life is about. Cause since COVID-19, bro, people been living like turtles in their shells for like a minute, and they don't even know what life is like, given like almost 2 years being under the cloud of COVID-19. So yeah, life is different, man, and it's unfortunate that you have to adjust just to be safe. But going back to this second preseason match for Man United, bro, man, the skeptical thoughts is just emerging on my brain, because when I didn't watch the match because I was playing football, and I saw the highlights. Yeah, Man United posted it on YouTube, and I followed through on that. I saw who scored and who conceded, and when I saw the scoreline, it wasn't really surprising, because again, this is not a Premier League match. This is not a competitive Premier League match that we should be anticipating. But me saying that doesn't mean that you should be a slacker either. That doesn't mean you should like let your guard down, is me, and let the opposition get down on you. That doesn't mean you have to play up to them, because in the match, yes, our youngsters play and a few oldsters as well. I think Tom Heaton played in the goal. Lingard got a run out with Andres Pereira, which I didn't even remember was at Man United. I think he was still in the camp of Lazio in Italy. I guess they kicked him out, but he's back at Man United just to looking to reinvent himself, to re-emerge himself as a United player, showing what he has on the ball. I'm not sure if he's still in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has any plans that whatsoever. But we'll see what happens in the season to come. But in terms of the premier in the pre-season match, I guess I'm having the side effects. I guess I'm having the flu. Give me a second. Right now, in the QPR match, we scored good goal from Jesse Lingard, slotted in the bottom corner. But then it started to rain. It started to rain upon Manchester United, and we lost without getting lengthy. You guys saw the. I'm pretty sure most of you guys saw the game, so I'm preaching to the choir with you guys. But I'm pretty sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't anticipating that at scoreline. Yes, his side wasn't the strongest. His side wasn't the strongest Man United side, but still, bro, you getting trashed by QPR at their home, man. 4-2, man. That is not a good return, man. So y'all need to get in tune with that. But I guess it's a good thing indirectly because that's going to show the weaknesses in our squad. See, a lot of persons think that losing a match or getting a defeats the purpose of improvement. No, not necessarily. Actually, when you suffer a loss, it actually shows you what you're lacking. It shows what is needed in the squad. See, a lot of persons think that a loss is just because your squad is poor and you didn't prepare yourself, and that could be the case. But at the same time, you losing that match is going to show you what was missing. You see me? And Man United, man, they let their guards down in the second half. QPR basically turned the tides in the second half, and I'm pretty sure United didn't anticipate that, despite them not playing with the old. It was kind of old because Mata was playing, but it wasn't the base of squads. You see me? So there you have it. Another thing in terms of transfers, of course, you guys know that Raphael Varane has been on the tongue. That sounds wrong as hell. Yeah, Raphael Varane has been on the thought of many Manchester United fans lately. And I haven't heard him tweet about a transfer in terms of Manchester United for a minute. That is you guys remember Di Marzio 4 years ago? I'm pretty sure some of you guys remember Di Marzio. You could say Fabrizio Romano is the current Di Marzio. Let me repeat that. Fabrizio Romano, who is the journalist in terms of transfers, is the current Di Marzio. Like when Di Marzio was back in his heyday, he was like the Fabrizio Romano of 2017. Because again, if you guys remember, Di Marzio was he was tied to the Griezmann transfer to Manchester United in 2017. And from my recollection, whenever Di Marzio was speaking about Man United, we Manchester United supporters had a tendency to believe what he says, because there is never a dull moment, a wrong moment when Di Marzio is actually tweeting about a transfer, at least in regarding to Manchester United. You see me, this dude is just on it, he's just on it when it comes down to transfers. But he actually woke up after 4 years later, and he got on his Twitter account and actually posted that the done deal of Raphael Varane is basically done, and he will take his medicals in a few days time. In 2 days times on Wednesday. Now, persons are still skeptical about Raphael Varane, the player, because they're like myself. There are persons still wondering why is it that Man United, why Real Madrid is going to let loose their two centre backs for the past and last decade, if not almost a decade. Like, why are they letting loose their best centre backs in one transfer? Like that doesn't make any sense. You're building, you're developing, you're improving your stadium. The president doesn't want to make any transfers because they don't have no money based on what he says. And to get money, man is trying to make a European competition so that his side can be in competition with other clubs and get money off of the views of fans watching the matches. I mean, still, why are you letting loose your two best centre backs, bro? They have Militao, they have Alaba now, they have Nacho Fernandez. I'm pretty sure they have a few others that I'm missing right now. But still, that kind of raised my ire a bit because I'm saying, bro, why are you letting loose two a best centre backs in the past probably 6 to 7 years, bro? Why? Why? But anyway, Varane is coming to United apparently, and he's gonna do his medicals in 2 days' time. I'm pretty sure he'll be tested just to be safe and secure. But he was actually seen in Real Madrid's training ground with the other players last week, and person were saying, "Why is this cool with Real Madrid?" See, I thought he was, preparing his papers to come to Manchester United. Why is he still with Real Madrid? Come to Man United, bro. Come through. But see, he doesn't want to. Varane is not. I don't. He doesn't strike me as the type of person that is going to be very defiant or rude to the club that they're playing for, like players in the past. You see me, like persons go talk bad about the club that they're at just to get a transfer elsewhere, just to go to greener pastures. And Varane doesn't strike me as that type of person. I think he's humble at heart. I think he has good intentions. So he's not going to tell Ancelotti, say, yo, I've been linked with Manchester United for the longest of time. Is me. And I'm not going to participate in training. Is me. So you better get your act together and go train these boys because I'm not getting no training. I'm not going to train. So he's not going to do that. He's going to train just to be gentle, just to be nice. Probably mislead a few Real Madrid fans into believing, deceiving into believing that he's actually going to stay just because man is training with Los Blancos. You could sign a contract. You could sign a new deal contract and still be sold that same year. So these things shouldn't have any indictment on a player's destiny, whether his stay at a club is in jeopardy or it's eventually made clear or made known that he's gonna actually leave. It's because anything can happen in football, bro. Football is all about unpredictability. So yeah, I believe that Varane is a done and dusted deal. I really believe so. But I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Whether you appreciate, you're going to celebrate the signing that you think is in line with Manchester United. So list those comments down below in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys have to say about Raphael Varane coming to Manchester United. And of course, Man United fans are questioning the choices, the centre back choices, who's going to start, who's going to start. Let's get the fact out of the way. We know that Harry Maguire is going to start anyway. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to bench his captain. Not in competitive games anyway. So Harry Maguire is like solitarily going to start, if that's a word. But hey, I'm inventing a word. I want to be a pioneer in the English. So in the English language. So yes, he's going to be a starting centre back for most of the season, Harry Maguire. And I'm pretty sure that Lindelof has a slim chance to none in starting with Harry Maguire for the most part of the season if Raphael Varane signs for Manchester United. You see me? So Lindelof is on the ropes. Eric Bailly, I mean, my man is on. He's been on the he's been in the hospital for me. So, but I don't even think my man is gonna cure like that. He's been getting his paper per week. And as long as he's getting his paper per week, I don't think he cares not to start games. Because he's just an injury prone player. And Phil Jones, let's not get into Phil Jones because Statues should not be spoken about. Because again, this dude wasn't even registered in United's squad last season. This man is holding Raphael Varane's number 4. So, you know. But I like to hear what you guys have to say about Varane. Another piece of news talking about the Marzio confirms Raphael Varane fee and medical aid of Man United move. Yeah, the Marzio has been yapping his mouth a bit lately. I guess it's been a while because I haven't heard of this dude. I follow him on Twitter, but I haven't heard of him speaking about no Man United transfer. Like this dude is like Lazarus, man. He just woke up and rose up from the dead. He's like man. He's like the Undertaker, man. He just got up like that. It's like Man United fans say, "Di Marzio, come forth," and Di Marzio just woke up out of the grave and started to unleash the dead clothes that he was wearing, whether it's his sleeping clothes, whether it's his suit clothes, his business clothes, but he rose. And he rose to the occasion in speaking about Man United transfer with Varane. Of course, you know that Jadon Sancho is an official Manchester United player. There's some skeptics, like I've mentioned before, there's some skeptics. Wait. That's interesting. There's some skeptics when it comes on to Jadon Sancho because, like I've mentioned before, and I'm going to mention a player in this video podcast of a player that we had high expectations for. That's a cliche with Manchester United fans, but he didn't fulfill he didn't follow through. This is me, and this was one of the best players, probably in the top 5 best players that year, and United signed him. So I'll be speaking on that player in the latter part of this video podcast. So stay tuned with that. But if you're watching for the longest a while, it's been 17 minutes, and you enjoy yourself, hit the like button right now. Show appreciation. Hit like button. Leave your comments down below. Now, Jadon Sancho has this sign off Jadon Sancho has of course brought critics. And of course, when when critics comes into play, persons are going to speak down on a player because especially if they're like rival fans, because they're saying, man, I don't think Jadon Sancho, given Manchester United's history with star players, is going to make it. Look at Memphis Depay. Look at this and that. Bro, a trend can be broken. A trend can be broken. This is me. A history, if a history can be broken. History can be broken, a trend can be broken. So not because a trend is continuous and contingent doesn't mean it's going to continue forever. Yes, Man United has been very unsuccessful with replacing CR7, but still, I think that has been cursed with Cavani, man. Cavani has literally broken the curse. I would say Cavani is probably our best number 7 since our beloved number 7 CR7 left in 2009, because ever since 2009 we have not made any sign that was in line with the number 7. Michael Owen, Valencia knew that he was not a good enough player for the number 7, so my man was humble enough to give it to the club and say, yo, I'll just take back my number 25. Sancho has the number 25. So my man say, yo, I'll take back the number 25. I'm not built for this number 7. How would I want to go to heaven? I'm a humble youth at heart. But man, I have to give up this number 7, isn't me? Because I'm not built like that. I'm not a quality, skillful, trickery type of player. I'm just a work rate bulldozer on the right wings. on the right hand side. So I'm going to give up number 7. I ain't built like that. And props to him, because person will actually like wear the number 7 and say, yeah, when I play for Manchester United, like in their old age you may say, yeah man, when I used to play for Manchester United, I used to wear the number 7. No, guaranteed. No, granted, I didn't replace CR7. I wasn't, the best to to replace CR7, but still I wear the number 7 because they thought that I was going to follow through, and when I didn't follow through, they still allowed me to wear the number 7. Football fans these days. So Jadon Sancho has persons are still critical on the signing of Jadon Sancho, particular rival fans. But my thing is this, bro. Do not let the rival fans get the best of you, because just because they couldn't sign a quality player like that, and they're bitching about the fact that you got the player and they didn't. That's just a petty mentality. So don't be petty with them. Is me. If you sleep with dogs, they go come up with fleas, bro. So don't be entertaining those rival fans' bitterness and hatred. If they want to hate, let them hate. They have that choice. They have that constitutional right. All right. So on to the next piece of news. Someone sent me, tagged me on Twitter. Speaking about. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Someone tagged me on Twitter about this deal that I was not aware of. I don't know how it slipped under my nose like that. I wasn't even on watch, but someone sent me this on Twitter, and he spoke of this swapping deal of Anthony Martial with the hottest strikers on the planet, that is Erling Haaland. My thing is this, and he wants my take on the swap deal. So this is my take on it, brother. Martial has potential to make it at Manchester United. Now, he has a good amount of goals for Manchester United. He has about probably 83 goals and about 40 something assists for the club in our competition. But when it comes on to a real competition like the UCL, to compete for the Champions League, to compete for the title, I don't think the name of Martial is a vital name to use on your starting team sheet. Now on the left wing, my man can sing, but if you're using him as the main striker, bro, we're going to have problems, because as clinical as Martial can be on his day, that day is not consistent. That day is not every day. That day is like a holiday, and holiday doesn't come that much every year. So this dude, he's one of those players that is very hot and cold. You see me? You don't know what to expect with Martial in a match. My man will be like a young. Who does Martial play like? Martial can be very flamboyant on the pitch. Next today, if Man United is playing a match, and in the next match, my man is just poor, abysmal, warm. He's just not feeling today. And I think this is just based on his mental. Not that the talent is not there. Don't get it twisted. The talent is there. The feet is there. Again, he has good feet. Because when his feet meet the ball, let me tell you something. This dude has a very good close control. And he can dribble. This dude won the Golden Ball in fall of 2015. This dude was basically on a routine to greatness. Now, he has not been a proven success, at least not yet. But I would not write him off in selling him or swapping him as yet. That is one side of the coin. Because again, Martial has the potential to rejuvenate himself for the upcoming season. I think we have a reason to believe that, because we have seen what Martial has done in the 2019-2020 season, clocking 23 goals that season. How could you clock so many goals in that season and in turn to crop basically next season and not believe in a player? Not like, he's young, bro. He's gonna come. He's gonna come again. He's going to I'm hoping that he's improving his game. But like as I was saying earlier, it's based on his mentality. Martial's mentality is a problem. And this is not me getting at Martial, but let's just get to the problem, bro. The problem is not Martial not having they know how to beat his player or play football. Marcel can do that. The mentality, the mentality is the issue, and that is something that he needs to be his mentality and his attitude, I should say. If this dude works on his mentality and his attitude, then best believe that he's going to be one of the best players on the planet in the next 3 or 4 years. But he needs to be showing that quality right now, because we have seen players that came on the scene with a blistering pace of good form, and after that good form, they became redundant. They became obsolete. No one heard of them no more. They just lost their mojo just like that. Man, is kind of hurting me. But the vaccine, man. But in terms of Holland, the player, in terms of Holland, we know that Holland is a better striker and a better player than Martial. Period. Period. No, I'm not saying Martial is not the better dribbler. He is the better dribbler. But in terms of his overall package as a centre forward, Erling Haaland spits over Marcel any day of the week, twice on Sunday, even if your grandmother goes to church. This dude is the embodiment of a centre forward, Erling Haaland. If Manchester United signs this dude, then Man United is in a good spot to compete for not only the Premier League but also the Champions League. Let me delusionally say that, because some person might say, okay, I think United can get Haaland, but to go to a place and say Haaland with Man United can be united in winning Champions League and Premier League, I think that's taking it a bit too far, if you ask me. I mean, you have to be very optimistic, bro. You have to believe in your players, right? So, of course, you have to make those optimistic yet delusional statements. That's what confidence is, bro. But Haaland as a player, I don't think Dortmund, given that they have sold Jadon Sancho to United, I don't think Dortmund, despite the contrary, is going to be stupid enough in selling their second best player to the club that they already said their best player to. I don't think they're going to do that. For the money, maybe. But bro, Marcel ain't no better player than Haaland. So they don't want to swap Marcel with Haaland. They want to keep Haaland. They sold Jadon Sancho to Man United. So why would they want Haaland and Sancho to be united at Manchester United, given the fact that they were at Dortmund last season? Why? Well, it's based on money, and clubs are becoming broke these days, bro. Well, yeah, that's an argument to make, but still, bro, if you're trying to compete for football, bro, you don't want to sell your second best player. Well, he's their best player now, given that their former best player has left them. So they don't want to sell him or no, swap him with Martial. Again, like I said, Martial's attitude needs to be worked upon, and if he works on his attitude, cause again, bro, let me speak on Holland for a bit. Holland doesn't strike me as a type of striker. Holland doesn't strike me as a type of striker that's going to stay at one club forever. I don't think he's that type of player. I think he's what I would call a promiscuous player. He's a promiscuous player, a football player that's going to spend a time. He's going to do his business with one club just for a time. Then he leaves for another club. Then he leaves for another club. Then he leaves for another club. Like Anelka and Zlatan. Those players, those strikers, I don't know if it's a striking thing with strikers, but there's a good percentage of strikers that don't want to be quote unquote monogamous to a club. They don't want to be loyal or faithful to a club. They want to move and conquer. You see me? So they don't want to rub out one with one club. They don't want to be doing that. You see me? So you could say that they're not loyal. Well, promiscuous persons aren't loyal. Most of them aren't, because if they were loyal, they wouldn't be promiscuous. But I don't think he's a type of striker to stay at one club. So yes, I believe Holland is going to move from Dortmund eventually. But evidently, at this moment in time, I don't see him moving away from Dortmund, especially to Manchester United. Cause I mean Bayern. Let's be honest, bro. Dortmund is Bayern's bitch. Period. Dortmund is Bayern's bitch. If Bayern wants a player from Dortmund, Dortmund has no say so. They have no influence or power based on the player. So if a Dortmund player, if Bayern comes knocking, Marco Reus is the exception, isn't me? That dude is loyal. He's the monogamous player. Like he's going to be faithful. He's going to be lovey-dovey to the club. So he's not going to cheat on his club. He's not that type of player. He's not that type of person. But like Holland, bro, man, no man. If you are with Holland, if you're a woman that's listening to me at this moment in time, oh, like the video, show your appreciation and support. But if you're with Holland and you're seeing this dude, I'm pretty sure you know this dude ain't gonna stay at Dortmund for long. And if he's not staying with Dortmund for long, what does that say about your future with him? You think he's gonna stay with you and say, "Oh, baby, I'm a promiscuous striker in football," but that nature is not going to be the same. You see me when I'm out of the game. But Dortmund is not going to sell Holland, bro. Don't see it. I really don't see it. Don't see it. But I want to hear what you guys have to say, cause like I said, football is a very unpredictable. So it could be unbelievable if this signing does happen, the swapping deal. So this is my response here, bro. As good of a striker Erling Haaland is, I don't want him at Manchester United at this moment in time. I still believe in Martial. I still believe in Martial. Yeah. Martial is a lazy slot, but he can still improve. And he needs to work on that lazy mentality. You see me? Yeah man. So I would like Holland to stay where he is. I know he'll be flirting with some other clubs behind the scene. But I don't want Holland at the club at this moment in time. It's an unpopular opinion, but I'm rooting for it still. I still believe in Martial, as delusional as that sound. So that's my final say so on the main man, Anthony Martial. No, let's switch matters, because I told you guys that in lot of this video podcast I want to keep this under an hour. That I want to examine a player's time at Manchester United that we had high expectations and hope for when he came to Manchester United. Like this dude, when he was at his previous club before he came to Manchester United, this dude was arguably the top probably the top five best players on the planet. Excuse my English. He was so good that he has my tongue twisted, bro. I can't even speak proper English because this dude was very good. When this dude came on the scene he's a product from Benfica. He was one of the best flashy wingers that was coming out of the academy in prior to 2010. When Real Madrid saw this dude, Real Madrid saw a player that could provide service on the wings, and he wasn't one-dimensional. This dude can literally drop in midfield and be an outlet to the attacking third. You see me? And when he came to Real Madrid, his numbers didn't disappoint. At the same token, he got a good amount of goals, but definitely with assists. And his crossing ability is second to none. This dude can cross a ball. You see me? And when Man United signed this dude in fall of 2014, we were very ecstatic because, again, the name I'm speaking about, if it's not apparently made clear to you at this point, is Angel Di Maria. When Angel Di Maria in his last season for Real Madrid, bro, again, this dude wasn't even used in the front three, because they had Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Gareth Bale. You have the basic BBC. You have the basic BBC. So because you had the basic BBC, there was no point to see Di Maria in the attacking three. My man was like playing on the left hand side of the three-man midfield under Carlo Ancelotti's style of play system. And even when he was in the midfield self, in the midfield three, he would still bump forward. You would even think it's an overlapping left back if you didn't know any better. But this dude was a midfielder under the system of Ancelotti. Now, when United made this signing, because again, this dude, he had his best season in his last season with Real Madrid. He was arguably the man of the match in the Champions League final against Atletico Madrid in Portugal. And I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, when Man United signed this dude in fall of 2014, I was very happy. This is me. We had a very abysmal season under Moyes, and he got sacked, rightly so. So we wanted to remerge ourselves. We wanted to come out of the we wanted to come out of the I'm missing the words. Come out of the shadow that we're in under Moyes. And when Di Maria came to Manchester United, that basically put a glimmer of hope in the minds of Man United fans, because we're saying, I mean, if we get a player like Di Maria, then we're going to do well this season. That's what you would naively think. Because if you saw the squad that we had in fall of 2014, Giggsy left based on retirement. Rio Ferdinand left. I think he left on a free transfer to QPR. Evra went to I think Evra went to Juventus. The old ladies on a free transfer. Vidic left on a free transfer. Quite a few players left on a free transfer, and those were like the aging veterans that served their time in battle with Man United over the years with Sir Alex Ferguson. This is me. And we needed to rebolster our squad. And signing Herrera, Luke Shaw, Di Maria, Falcao, person believed that we were on our way under Van Gaal to being a great side again. Because we're a great club. We're always a great club. But the side is what is very important. That is what's shown on the pitch. Is me. So when Di Maria signed for Man United in late, I think it's actually late summer of 2014, Di Maria had the ball rolling just like that. None of this talking about, yeah, he's going to settle slowly but surely. Give him some time. He'll settle in LVG system. LVG was playing a back five. Let me repeat that. Man was playing a back five with Valencia's right wing back. I think Luke Shaw or Rojo was the left wing back, if memory serves me correctly. And even sometimes, if I'm wrong, some guys can correct me in the comments. I think Di Maria actually played there a few times, not much, but a few times. But when Di Maria started, he played against QPR. Persons knew that this dude he was going to be the main man to bring United forward. None of this Paul Pogba, none of this Bruno Fernandes, that this dude at the time, we thought this dude was going to bring us forward. Given what we have seen this dude done with Real Madrid, and even sometimes in Argentina, we thought this was going to be the main man, the number 7, that is going to bring Manchester United back to heaven in terms of winning trophies. Because again, he was given the number 7. And we thought he came to Manchester United to win trophies. But man, that goal against QPR, bro, that free kick, bro. Yes, it's not. I don't think he expected it to score. Man, I'm just remembering that free kick. It was a very good free. It was somewhat way out actually, and he bent it, like he was taking the free kick here on his left foot, and he bent it, and I think the boom of the ball hitting the ground killed the keeper, and it went in, because it was supposed to be headed by another player, but it didn't touch any other United player or QPR player. It just went boom on the ground and went in the goal. I think the boom killed the goalkeeper. So Di Maria was on it, and he got an assist for Rooney's goal, I believe. Yeah, man. Di Maria was balling in versus QPR, and United fans were ecstatic. believing that this dude is the way to go in terms of bringing us forward. Hmm. Who made a transfer deal? That's interesting. Um. So yes, given that game against QPR, yes, it's QPR. It's not the biggest sides, but still, bro, man was still showing his qualities on the ball. And when I was watching the match, I'm saying this is what a quality player looks like. We have been missing this talent for years. A player that with that pace, a player that can dribble, a player that has work rate, a player that can cross the ball, a player that can shoot if needs be. This is the player to get. And we did get that player. So in a couple of games, bro, my man was particularly against Leicester City. My man, he got a few assists, I believe, in that game. He definitely scored a goal against Kasper Schmeichel, one where he dinked the ball over his head and it dipped and went in. That was a very good goal, man. The celebration, man. So person believe that his goal celebration was in commemoration for his love for Manchester United. But my man has been doing that since Benfica, man. So why would you make that assessment? Why would make that assessment thinking, yeah, he doing this love, this lovey-dovey goal celebration. I think that's in commemoration with his love for Manchester United. He's a real Manchester United player. He really bleeds Manchester United. So we thought because after a few matches with Di Maria in the team, because again, Di Maria was not necessarily a winger per se in the system of LVG. Like I mentioned some minutes ago, LVG played a back five. If memory serves me correctly, it was Valencia. Man, I feel very old. Excuse me for that. I don't think Phil Jones was starting. Although Phil Jones did take a corner. Man took a corner under the guidance of LVG in a match. Football has funny moments, doesn't it? Um, I don't remember who was in the back five, but I think Carrick actually played there because I think LVG wanted someone that was comfortable on the ball to play the ball forward. You see me? So I think in sometimes Carrick was playing as the playing centre back, playing ball playing centre back. Excuse my poor English today. In our LVG's five defense system. But like I was talking about, bro, we have after a few games we were seeing that Di Maria needed time to settle because as the Premier League tends to unfold itself, the Premier League is always going to get the better deal. How so? If you're a new player in England and you've been balling for a couple of games, there comes a period where that what's known as purple patch form it starts to run out. Your luck tends to run out. And the competitiveness, the aggressiveness of the Premier League, the combative nature of the Premier League is going to take a toll on your form. Because again, it's not like La Liga where you can be balling in 32 games a season. We're playing in the Premier League, there are sides, particularly if you're playing away, where you're going to have to be more pragmatic, more professional, and less flamboyant on the ball. You cannot be showing your trickery that much. You have to be very pragmatic and rational and logical to get the best out of sides that are playing with a low block, a defensive system. You see me? So that was kind of catching the Maria out a few times. Now, of course, the alternative is to cross the ball. Because again, if your opposition is playing with a low block and you have a striker in the box, you cannot play the ball through to this a through ball to the striker because it's going to get intercepted. So what is expected is you cross the ball into the box to the striker in the box. Because again, the line is dropped in the penalty box. That's where the defensive line is. And Di Maria tried that a few times, but that wasn't enough to justify his good form that he was shown in a few matches at the beginning of the 2014-2015 season. So we saw that Di Maria playing in a midfield system with Rooney, because Rooney was was in the midfield now. Don't get it twisted. The two strikers that were playing was Falcao and Robin van Persie. Now, based on injuries with Falcao wasn't playing that much, and unfortunately, Van Gaal found it fit or suit to play Di Maria slightly behind Van Persie or with Van Persie up top on paper to play with Van Persie up top on paper, but in the actual game, he was actually the number 10. Rooney was actually in the midfield doing the dirty work so that Di Maria can be more flamboyant on the ball, so to speak, so he can give him more freedom. But that system was not working over a period of time. We were drawing matches. You see me? And persons were questioning why Van Gaal was not playing Di Maria in a 4-3-3 system, or if not a 4-2-3-1 system with him on the left wing or even on the right wing, or even as a number 10. Persons were questioning that. Like, why are you playing Di Maria in midfield? Yes, he did good for Real Madrid, but it was under a different manager. Just because a player plays in the same position of a midfielder doesn't mean it's the same thing with a different manager. He's not going to get the same outcome just because he played in that system or in a midfield system, because it's a different manager. And different managers have different style of plays and tactics and strategies. So with in a few games, Di Maria wasn't. I mean, he was getting assists here and there, but he was not showing the quality that he was prior to join Man United. And it came to a point. I'm wrapping up right now. It came to a point where persons knew that Di Maria's head wasn't really a Man United. We saw that in how he played at Manchester United. And unfortunately, he was robbed. He and his family was robbed at the place he was staying in the UK, I believe. And he was talking about. No, this is what the paper says. So this is not based on an interview, but this is what the English papers said at the time in 2015. They were basically saying that Di Maria doesn't want to be in England anymore. Doesn't want to be in England anymore because he was not anticipating the weather, the cold weather that Manchester or the UK tends to have in early January or prior to spring. You see me? And yeah, man, it was basically said in the papers that he wanted to leave because the weather wasn't doing it any just wasn't doing him any justice in terms of his form, and also he got robbed. So he wanted to get the hell out of England. He wanted to go to Greenland. He wanted to go where the sun was shining. Because again, Di Maria is not a European player. He's from the Americas, or it's known as South America. So of course he's going to have a natural tendency to say, man, I'm not used to the weather, man. I'm not used to the weather. Shoot, Falcao wasn't complaining about the weather. And Falcao is South American too. He's from Colombia. So, but we knew that he didn't want to come to Manchester United in the first place. We knew that he genuinely didn't want to come to Manchester United. It was all about this. It was all about this. That won over the heart of Di Maria, and that brought him to Manchester United. Not because of the love that you guys think that he possessed in his hands, or in his heart, I should say, but it's because of the possession for money. That he wanted the possession of money. Not because he wanted to genuinely play for Man United. Again, don't think this dude didn't know that Man United finished 7th prior to him coming to Manchester United in 2014. He knew that. Don't think he didn't know that for a microsecond. He knew that. He knew what he was getting himself into. But he took the bait anyway into going to Manchester United for a good paycheck. That's why he signed. And because he signed for a paycheck, people thought he came to United just because of the genuine love or lust or infatuation or feeling that he had for Man United. But that feeling that you guys thought he had ran out, and his true colors unveiled itself eventually. This dude's head in most of the games, or definitely in the second half of the season, he wasn't there. He this dude was the best definition of falling from grace. He's just a fall from grace. How could you go from a Champions League winning club to a club that didn't qualify for Champions League? I don't even think they get European League for that matter that season. And he still signed for them. And he still signed for them. And you're saying that he signed because he loved for the club. He signed for money. He knew that. And because he signed for the club for money, that side of him came out eventually, and it was shown in terms of his poor displays on the pitch. Now, the funny thing with Di Maria is that despite him not being a very good signing for Man United, he actually got a few goals. That wasn't much, but he definitely got a decent amount of assists that season. I think Di Maria actually got about 13, if not 12 assists behind. I think he got the second most assists behind Fabregas in 2014-2015. Give me a second. Yeah, I think he got the second most assists in 2014-2015 in the Premier League, just behind Cesc Fabregas. Is me. And yes, he got 15 assists, if memory serves me right. And he wasn't even playing well. So yes, he had some moments that papered over his cracks, but still, this dude, we just knew that not only was he not playing well, but we knew he wasn't going to stay at the club. I'm wrapping up right now. And it cost Manchester United to just go all out in signing this dude. We signed him for about, how much this dude signed for? £59.7 million. It was a record fee, £59.7 million for this player. And this player spent one season at Manchester United. This dude didn't want to stay at Manchester United because, again, he was robbed. And he also, quote unquote, didn't like the weather. He wasn't compatible with the weather. Whether or not that's true, that's a different story, pun intended. But still, it's evidently clear that he didn't want to stay at the club. He didn't want to stay at the club. So, in the summer of 2014, a bid was made by PSG. And at first glance, Manchester United was trying to play defense ball. They were trying to play defense ball. They were basically saying, I'm not going to sell Di Maria. I'm not going to sell Di Maria. We signed this dude for £59.7 million. We're not going to sell this dude, especially after one season. But PSG was persistent. That's why the P is in PSG, because they were persistent, persuasive, and pleasantly strong and convinced that they were going to get the player. And when they made an official bid that Man United could not turn down, they accepted that bid and he was sold to PSG in the summer of 2015. Now, Manchester United fans didn't like how Di Maria just left Man United like that. People are, to this day, actually have beef with Di Maria. That he's a scum. That he's a snake for leaving us in the mud like that. Maybe the number 7 was too much for him. He was a disappointment to Di Maria. We didn't expect that from Di Maria that season, man. Again, this dude was in the top five players in 2013, 2014 with Real Madrid. And when he came to Manchester United, that form was not performed on the pitch. You see me? So he had to leave because his head wasn't really in it. He didn't really come for the help. He didn't come because he genuinely loved Manchester United. Again, this dude knew that Man United finished seventh with no European competition to play the next season. So this dude knew what he was getting himself into. He knew what he was doing. What's my take on that? Why some of you guys may question, okay, why did you talk about Di Maria? Yes, Di Maria used to play for Manchester United, so what's your point here, bro? What are you getting at? What am I getting at? I'm glad you asked. I just told you that Jadon Sancho just signed for Manchester United. Some of you guys know this already. Now, given the fact that Jadon Sancho is not in possession of the number 7, that's what most Man United fans want him to wear when Cavani is gone. Believe that. Believe that. And given the fact that Jadon Sancho is one of the best young players on the planet, this 21-year-old Southern London player, this nigger from Southern London, has signed for Manchester United. Persons are on their high horses talking about, man, this dude, and Cavani did this thing in the number 7, but man, this dude is going to bring us to the glory days from heaven, and he's going to help us win trophies now. My jaw. I guess it's the effects of the vaccination, but I spoke on the mirror to say, Jadon Sancho, do not hype up Jadon Sancho too early. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Don't even think of doing that. Don't even think of doing that. This dude is an English player, and we know how the English press has a tendency to butter up English players, whether they're good or not. That is not the point. The point is that they're English. English players always get smoked, blown up on their egos or on their behind. And given that Jadon Sancho is a quality player, if man doesn't deliver for Manchester United this season, the English press is going to be on him. The rival fans are going to be on him. Pundits at Sky Sports or at different studios are going to be on him. This player needs time. Di Maria wasn't as young when he signed for Man United, because Di Maria was basically in his prime when we signed him. But given that, my man still needed to settle down, bro. So, whether or not Jadon Sancho, let us be honest about it, whether or not Jadon Sancho came to Man United for money or for genuine attraction to the club, let us not give this guy. Let him try to fill out in his boots, so to speak, at Man United. Let us not write home a quick script as if this script is the perfection of Jadon Sancho at Manchester United. Like he cannot do any wrong. Like he has it all figured out. This dude is 21. This dude hasn't lived the life as yet. So you have to give him time at Manchester United, bro. You have to give him time, bro. So yeah, Di Maria was a disappointment. He's a flop. Let that be known. He's a flop. But I wouldn't say he's the worst of flops. Again, the expectations we all had for this dude, man. It's just unmatched, man. We're expecting him to do very well. He didn't play well. His head wasn't really in it. Let us not rush into giving a player the number 7 because based on how they play, we think he's going to be the best suit. They're going to sell shirts because if they wear the number 7, he's going to sell. The number 7 of Manchester United sells, but good form does not sell. Poor form, I should say, does not sell. Of course, good form sells. But if you're in number seven and you have and you have poor form, it's not going to make any sense, really. So that's my video podcast for today. I might come up with another video podcast this week, or maybe not. No, I don't think so. So this is my video podcast for you this week. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. If you're a muted person or what some may call a deaf person, and someone sign language to you, this video podcast that you're watching right now, if you see a thumbs up button like this, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button right now. If you see a thumbs down video and you disapprove of the video content of this video podcast, hit that dislike button. Hit that dislike button right now. Show your appreciation either way. Either way, I know that you're showing appreciation. Is it me? And with that being said, I'll show to you guys in the next video podcast. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Deuce.